Hi, and welcome to the fourth episode of Up and Floor with Nihshank. And today we have with us Mr. Narayan Kedia. Now, it'll be not correct for me to just say that he's the Vice President of Indian Bulls, the legal Vice President of Indian Bulls Group. And he's also working on apps. He's obviously mentored a lot of students, including me. And he's been practicing in top tier law firms for the past 13 years. So he's got that great amount of experience. So, sir, you're doing so many things. My first question to you is when do you sleep? When do you find the time to sleep?
Well, I just enjoy this. So really,
Yeah,
I don't mind. First of all, I would like to thank you, Nishan, and thanks for having me here. And this is something we discussed. What you started with, right? We
yeah,
had a detailed chat on this. What you're doing, and I'm quite
right.
impressed with this. So good job. And time to sleep, right? So time to sleep is not something which is a worry anymore, Nishan.
Yeah, yes, sir.
We because whatever even we discussed in past quite a few times, you should enjoy what you're doing, right?
Right.
That's the philosophy, that's the approach we live in. And once you do that, right, you really don't, it's not that I'm working 24/7, it's just I'm working right, and
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
getting enough time to focus on my health, my sleeping
Right.
hours and stuff. So
Right.
right,
So you're
yeah.
working smart, basically. That's obviously the whole point of how you've managed to do everything so well. You've got so much diversity. Okay, sir. So I will make a shift to LFI. Also, like Shashwat sir was here before us. He started this season off. He's
Right.
also one of the co-founders of Lex Familia India, and this is like a addition that you made in terms of entrepreneurship. So can you just tell me how it has been with respect to training students? How has it been different from just working in firms and doing all of that? Because generally, mostly you're dealing with clients, you're dealing with all the big companies, but here it's now you back to like your college age. Do you feel something on a personal level and a professional level, both some sort of a connect with the students?
So so Nishank, basically for this particular thing, right, I would like to give little uh, sort of brief about my experience, right?
Right.
My journey as far as legal profession is concerned. See, when I started, Nishant, right,
Yeah.
the one thing which I still remember and I will always remember, and which I told you guys also multiple times, what we get to do in law firms, right, and what we get to hear from them, that this is a law firm and not a law school, right? And that sort of response has really made me really shook me up. Some like I was quite young, wanted to learn, but there was no one to train, right? So I picked up things through after discussing with my seniors, my colleagues, picking up things during the process. It was a tremendous task to start with. But then slowly and slowly, I realized it's not only this what I'm doing today, as far as training along with Shashwat, right? This dates back to 15, 16 years
Right.
back.
Absolutely, sir.
Because,
Absolutely. Yeah.
right, when I started working, I realized when I'm working with my interns, associates, and if I'm giving them some work, only part
Yeah.
of it, right?
Yeah.
They are not learning anything.
Right. Right.
Worst
Right.
part is they are not contributing to my work
Right.
because they don't know the entire picture. So I started
Absolutely.
training right there, right? My training
Right.
started right there, where I started training
Right.
those associates, those interns,
Yeah.
those and I think somewhere sharing is what we believe in, what I believe in.
Yeah.
The sharing is something I believe have always helped me,
Right. Right.
always,
Right. Yes.
right?
Yes.
So this training at LFI in last 1 year is not something new,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
It is
Yeah.
something which is quite inbuilt, which I
Right.
have been doing for quite some time.
Yes. Yes.
To
Definitely.
say even Shashwat, right? Shashwat
Yeah.
also when joined, he was fresher, right? And he knows that sort of connect
Right.
he has with me because I trained him too, right?
Haha. Yes.
So
Yes.
right, so we and that's where we gelled up.
Yeah.
Even he
Yeah.
figured, he realized that he needs someone. Before that, he worked in camp, right?
Right. Yeah.
But he didn't got enough exposure there.
Exposure.
But when
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
started, he
Yeah.
got really a lot of exposure.
Right.
So that sort of gap is something which we identified both of us,
Yeah.
And then really that this is something which we started, and you know that what we are doing
And
at
you
LFI now.
definitely managed to
So
bridge that gap really well. No, I agree. Also, sir, we'll also try and switch in Hindi as well, because we've got an audience for that also. So मैं कुछ आपसे
no
सवाल
issues.
हिंदी में भी पूछूंगा. But sir, like you said, you pointed out about law schools and this idea of sharing. Now there is this huge debate, and I think we discussed this over the call as well, sir. There is always this debate over non-NLU and NLU law schools, and इस पर कई सारे issues constantly उठते रहते हैं, because there is a particular brand that people originally believe जिनको like they do not have an understanding of law, they believe that there is a brand associated to NLU, and like it's not associated with non-NLU schools, and generally वहाँ के student अच्छे नहीं होंगे, यहाँ के student अच्छे होंगे. So like what is your take on this whole non-NLU or NLU thing? How do you like look at this?
This is not nothing new, first of all, to start with. This issue has been there since even when I started, right? When I started with the ILS. So even back in 2004, this issue was very much there. This issue still persists. Why? Because the inherent structure of law firms, right, are top heavy. You will find law school people, right? I don't really shy away from saying that there is a little bit of prejudice also, right? You have some sort of discrimination. It's very much there.
Okay.
But that really doesn't, what I feel.
Yeah.
ये लॉ स्कूल और नॉन लॉ स्कूल, ये बच्चे को सोचना ही नहीं चाहिए. जहां पे है, जो कर रहा है, मन से करे. राइट? अगर आप जैसे कि ILS में भी, राइट, ILS में there was good faculty, decent enough, but ऐसा नहीं था कि कॉलेज से मैंने कुछ सीखा है. जो सीखा है मेरे इंटरेस्ट से सीखा है. मैंने इंटरेस्ट फिगर आउट किया कि व्हाट आई हैव टू डू इन लाइफ. वो मैंने रिसर्च करना चाहा, मैंने उसके लिए डिप्लोमा किए, मैंने CS कंपनी सेक्रेटरीशिप वर्कशॉप ज्वाइन की. कंपनी सेक्रेटरी था, वर्कशॉप्स होते नहीं थे उस समय, राइट? तो कंपनी सेक्रेटरी ज्वाइन किया, एग्जीक्यूटिव क्लियर किया. तो आई जस्ट डिड व्हाटएवर आई फेल्ट मे हेल्प मी इन फिगरिंग आउट कि ये चीज करनी है कि नहीं.
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल,
राइट. उसमें इंटरेस्ट आ गया, तो उस पर फोकस रखा मैंने. सिर्फ इतनी सी चीज की थी कॉलेज. तो मैं कोई मेरिट लिस्ट होल्डर नहीं था, राइट? आई वाज वेरी एवरेज 5.7 sort of person. So only thing was focus. So it doesn't really matter if you are from ILS or GLC or Jindal or MET or NASAR or NLS or GNLU. Doesn't really make a difference in my view.
Yeah, okay.
क्योंकि मैंने खुद ने like last 13 years, I have done, I can't count, right? I've done a number of interviews. मेरे इंटरव्यू का जो पैरामीटर है वो कॉलेज नहीं है. मेरे इंटरव्यू का पैरामीटर है तुम्हारा इंटरेस्ट. नॉलेज भी आ जाती है.
राइट. ओके, इंटरेस्ट है.
नॉलेज भी आ जाती है आपको. आपका इंटरेस्ट होता है ना, आपका एटीट्यूड होता है कि हाँ मैं सीखना चाहता हूँ, मैं आई वांट टू लर्न, राइट, आई लाइक दिस सब्जेक्ट. नॉलेज तो आ जाती है.
राइट. सर, तो आपको लाइक क्या ऐसा लगता है, like there is a bunch of law students that they are, so firstly we are not taking anything away from the NLU students. It's great that they clear the CLAT examination, which is obviously a positive. There is nothing negative about it, but we are hinting at the larger picture here. We're talking about the quality of student. We're talking about his interest or her interest areas, or their interest areas, right? And that is what should matter most. Even though, like, just because you couldn't clear one exam does not mean it will decide your entire life. There is a long journey ahead. So I think that is what basically sir is pointing at. Sir, but how do you feel like in respect to what the law schools are teaching, and like जो जैसे students आ रहे हैं, आप कुछ ऐसा कोई प्रॉब्लम देखते हैं कुछ स्टूडेंट्स में कि लाइक ये एक कॉमन प्रॉब्लम मुझे नजर आ रही है? लाइक बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो इंटरेस्टेड हैं एंड जो फिगर आउट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. देयर आर स्टूडेंट्स हु आर वर्किंग, बट आप कोई ऐसा प्रॉब्लम देखते हैं लाइक लेट्स से कंसिस्टेंसी नहीं है या इंटरेस्ट है बट वो सही एटीट्यूड नहीं है अप्रोच करने का थिंग्स को? आर यू सीइंग ऐसी कोई भी डेफिशिएंसी या प्रॉब्लम कॉमनली स्टूडेंट्स में दैट दे कैन वर्क ऑन?
I think they're multiple.
Okay.
So this is a much bigger discussion, Nihshank, कि हर student का, right? And this is not, I'm saying based on 13 years of experience. This is, I'm saying based on my last 1 year of experience.
Okay.
क्योंकि last 1 year में मैंने काफी बच्चों से interact किया है,
right,
including you and including many others, right?
Yes.
सबके अपने अपने thoughts हैं, अपने अपने एक रोड मैप है, अपने अपने इश्यूज हैं, वेरियस टाइप ऑफ इश्यूज हैं, which I will not go very personal, but yes, definitely there is a consistency issue. Like broader level, I can tell you, right? There is a lot of people. I think basic issue to start with, a lot of students, majority of them, they are just dying to get job.
Acha, okay,
right. Okay. Yeah. Their main focus is कि नौकरी लग जाए यार. अब नौकरी लग जाए उसके लिए नारायण सर से भी बात कर लेते हैं, शाश्वत सर से बात कर लेते हैं, LFI का वर्कशॉप कर लेते हैं, कोई दूसरे प्लेटफॉर्म्स का, आई विल नॉट टेक नेम, कुछ उन प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे चले जाते हैं, बस जॉब लगा दें.
राइट.
एंड व्हेन these students speak with me, I tell them one thing कि यार देख, I will guide you. What is this area, right? If you join our workshop, you'll get to know in detail ये क्या है, उसके अंदर कैसे काम होता है. You can figure it out whether you like it or not, right?
Yes.
Right? Yes. And then accordingly you can decide whether this is something you want to do, and obviously if you want to do, you will get a job because you will learn that much.
Right.
But all these consistency issues, attitude issues, not taking notes, maybe for a very simple thing, like not taking notes if I'm telling you, that is also an attitude issue, right? Interest नहीं है. ये सारे इसीलिए होते हैं. जब तक you will not have that much interest in the subject you are learning, ये सारे issues आपके pop up होते रहेंगे. You can't make basically my point is you can't make a timetable. कि मेरे को discipline रहना है, मेरे को continuity करनी है, मेरे को consistency. You can't do that. That comes naturally.
Yes.
राइट. जैसे आपने पूछा था निशांक में से शुरुआत में कि आप सोते हैं, आपको सोने का टाइम मिलता है.
मैं वही बोलने वाला था.
सोने का टाइम
बिल्कुल मिलता है,
क्योंकि मैं जो कर रहा हूँ उसमें मैं आराम से कर पा रहा हूँ बिकॉज मेरा इंटरेस्ट है.
राइट.
बहुत सिंपल सा बात.
यू लव योर वर्क,
आई एम नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग आउट ऑफ फोर्स और जबरदस्ती से.
राइट. एब्सोल्युटली. यू डोंट टेक इट एज अ बर्डन, सो दैट्स समथिंग ऑब्वियसली टू लर्न फ्रॉम यू. And I do realize the fact that a lot of students, and basically mostly placements and jobs, have become the common point of why people are reaching out rather than their interest areas and trying to explore more. And sir, so आप corporate law में है, right? You have been into corporate law, you have been understanding, like you have been looking at matters very closely, and एक उसमें team work की एक बहुत essential role रहती है. जैसे कि आप हम लोग को समझा रहे थे, लॉ स्कूल में हम टीम्स में कई बार काम करते हैं, कई बार नहीं करते. इवन डिफरेंट कोई भी स्कूल से कैटर हो, द टीम वर्क की क्वालिटी आप अपने अंदर कैसे इनकलकेट कर सकते हो, लाइक थ्रू इंटर्नशिप्स या एनीथिंग, एनी वर्कशॉप. सर, इस पर आप कोई लाइट थ्रो करना चाहेंगे?
आई थिंक टीम वर्क इज समथिंग आई लर्न फ्रॉम माय एक्सपीरियंस, राइट? इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इफ यू थिंक as a solo individual you are better than your peer in a team, then you are doing a, like, I think अपने साथ गलत कर रहे हैं आप. अच्छा. This is not, you're not doing justice to yourself. Right. Forget the team.
Yeah.
Why? Because that will bring competition. That will bring competition, which I don't promote. A lot of people promote in market. I don't promote that competition within the team. What I promote within the team is support.
Right.
Ownership. Right. Competition में क्या होता है निशांक? You, me, Shashwat, one more person, all of us are working. I am thinking I am superior than you. Okay, I will like Nishank करेगा, right? निशांक ने कोई गलती कर दी, I will say वो निशांक ने गलती की, मेरा responsibility नहीं.
Right.
But that is not what you want.
As a team.
What you want? निशांक की गलती हुई, don't worry, हम लोग कर लेंगे.
We'll sort it out.
Idea क्या है?
Yes.
Right? Idea क्या है टीम का? टीम का आइडिया ये नहीं है कि इंडिविजुअल टास्क है. टीम का आइडिया है कलेक्टिव टास्क. दैट्स व्हाट टीम इज अबाउट, राइट?
Sir, absolutely.
And if they don't support each other, then it becomes really difficult to survive. And trust me, like, you guys are quite young. When you start working in law firm, organizations, or anywhere, you'll see a lot of politics, a lot of people talking behind your back. Right. Only if you're good,
you can make
to yourself, and to others, and compete with yourself by learning every day, right? No worries. Then I think your life is fine. That's right. What I can tell young students.
No, that's absolutely well said, sir. The biggest competition someone has is himself or herself first, and then it's out to anyone else. But yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense, the teamwork part. Yeah, but sir, I often feel like it's very, it's very difficult at our age. So we have a, like, as a student we can get ego issues, even the people who are working and all of that, right? We can easily inculcate ego issues कि यार मैं तो ये काम ज्यादा जानता हूँ या वो कम जानता हूँ सर, बट वो डिफरेंसेस आप टीम में कैसे सॉर्ट करोगे? मतलब टीम में अगर आप हो, लाइक ऐसे बोलना तो इट्स वेरी सिंपल नो कि आना नहीं चाहिए कंपटीशन, बट प्रैक्टिकली कहीं ना कहीं वो डिफरेंट कल्चरल एस्पेक्ट्स और बहुत सारे और व्यूज के चलते हैं, वो अगर वो डिफरेंसेस आ जाते हैं तो लाइक हाउ डू यू सॉर्ट इट आउट, हाउ डू यू वर्क ऑन इट बेसिकली?
See, I think when you're working in team, very basic principle what I followed is to get away from the thought process that you know better than someone or you know less than someone. Both ways. It can't be. It shouldn't be that always that you know more than someone, because if someone knows more than you, right? You should not feel that, oh, I'm doing something wrong. You should think, okay, this guy knows more. I will discuss with him. Okay. Let me also figure out what is the structure, what is the opinion, what is the law, what is the provision, transaction क्या है, उससे समझ लेते नहीं आता है तो क्योंकि मेरे को काम करना है और मैं आधी नॉलेज पे काम करना नहीं चाहता.
बिल्कुल.
राइट. और मैं किसी से ज्यादा जानता हूँ तो मैं उसको सिखाना चाहिए मेरे को.
राइट.
क्योंकि फिर वो पूरा कंट्रीब्यूट करेगा कि नहीं करेगा, ये एक आइडिया, ये बेस है. अब ये बेस में ही अगर प्रॉब्लम है फिर वो कम्युनिकेशन प्रॉब्लम रहेगी आपकी, एंड देन द टीम इश्यूज इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू रिजॉल्व. Right. This is something I had, and this actually I give credit for all this sort of approach or attitude to my first firm, Sagar.
Acha, okay.
Because my time at JSA was something where I learned a lot of things, including work, definitely, but a lot of other things.
Absolutely.
Right? How to maintain that cordial relationship with all your colleagues, where each and everyone is looking out to support each other, whatever the work is. Right? That toxic culture is like, अभी को तो नहीं मालूम, but मेरे टाइम पे तो नहीं था. The toxic culture we talk about, right? That is what harms the team function.
Absolutely, team integrity.
I will not name firms, but there are other firms who are known for toxic culture, right? So that's the thing.
Right. No, so let's just keep that under the bridge. But that is well put, sir. But sir, okay, I get the team aspect as well, sir. If you were अगर आपको यंगर नारायण केडिया को कोई एडवाइस देना होता आज 15 साल बाद, if you had to advise him कि यार you are starting today, if you had to go back and advise the younger Narayan Kedia, what would your one or like the most advice that like the one that clicks your mind, what would that advice be? कि नारायण देखो ये
that's what I'm thinking. Your questions are quite straight, but good. No. So I'm thinking. See, there are many things again, Nihshank. Not a single question has one single point, straight point answer. But
absolutely, sir.
I think what would be most pertinent from a student perspective is that feeling of कि मेरा क्या होगा, right? It should not be there. तुम क्या कर रहे हो should be the focus. ये मैंने भी किया है, मेरा क्या होगा. मेरे वो सारी चीजें जी हैं जो एक नॉर्मल बच्चा जी सकता है.
Right.
0 डे में शॉर्ट लिस्ट हो जाना, इंटरव्यू में सेलेक्ट नहीं होना, जॉब लगते 6 महीने हो गए, नर्वसनेस, राइट? यार मेरा जॉब लगेगा कि नहीं लगेगा, मेरा क्या होगा, व्हाट शुड आई डू. आप जो कर रहे हो आप ये देखो कि आप रोज कुछ सीख रहे हो कि नहीं. ये मैंने अपने बहुत लर्नेड फ्रेंड फ्रॉम जेएसए अगेन उससे सीखा था. एवरी डे मेक इट अ पॉइंट, यू लर्न समथिंग न्यू. दिस इज द ओनली पीस ऑफ एडवाइस आई कैन गिव टू एनीवन एट दैट एज. And that should continue forever.
Yes.
ये मेरा ex boss जो था वो follow करता था. Every day, right? And he's a known personality, so right? He used to ensure that he is doing something. He used to work hard. मतलब he used to enjoy his work, right? ये सब मैंने वहां से लिया है. और ये मैंने सोचा कि यार ये attitude मेरा college life में होता, मैं ये सोचता था फिर, तो और कितना अच्छा होता. रोज कुछ नया सीखना है
सर, और कितना ही अच्छा होता सर. आप तो
नहीं मतलब बट वो एक यंगर वर्जन का सोच वैसा ही रहता है.
बिल्कुल.
बट आई थिंक पॉइंट इज कि व्हेन यू से लर्न समथिंग न्यू ना, इट डजंट मीन कि तुम लॉ कर रहे हो तो लॉ में ही कुछ नया सीखो.
बिल्कुल
नया सीखना इज एक्सपोजर, कि आपको कुछ अनरिलेटेड चीज भी है तो पढ़ लो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Figure out, right? But it should add value to you. Like you should think, हाँ ये कुछ पता चला आज, right? ये नई चीज समझी मैंने, नई चीज की लाइफ में. right? That attitude, I think, can really bring a lot of change, because with that particular change, that nervousness, that
Yes.
stress, that
Yes.
feeling, or the fear, right? All that subsides.
So that's
And things
brilliantly
happen.
put.
Things happen.
That's yes, sir. Absolutely. This obviously makes a lot of sense. So, but एक generally एक issue हमारे सामने जो आता है कि जैसे कि अगर हमें internships मिल रही है, तो हमारे उसमें बड़ा ये फैंसी सा चला हुआ है कि यार टायर 1 की इंटर्नशिप्स मिले तो बेटर है, टायर उसकी मिले या मतलब किसी की बड़े आदमी के अंडर ही मिल जाए तो अच्छी है. बट इस पर लाइक इवन आज Shashwat sir, I even asked like other people also, even in the Maneka Gandhi or the PK Malhotra thing. I asked this question and I'm also putting it in front of you. Sir, आपको क्या लगता है? What is more important? I personally feel that कोई भी काम मिल रहा है, it does not matter whether it's a tier 3, tier 2, tier 1 firm. When you're trying to learn, just grab the job and work on it, rather than going for all of this stuff that it's a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 firm? Or do you feel that no, like if you're getting a tier 1 firm initially, that's the only way to go about it?
So I'll take your question two parts, right, Nishant? First part is straight pertaining to your question, and second part is something which I actually want to communicate to all your audience, your fellow
viewers,
friends, and everyone. See, first of all, is this idea of putting firms. ये सबसे अच्छी फर्म है, ये एवरेज है, ये ओके है, इसमें नहीं करना मेरे को. That idea, again, don't. Why? Who you are? क्या है तू? तुम्हें तो सीखना है जहां मिल जाए, राइट? बहुत फिल्मी है, बट आई डोंट वांट टू से इट, बट 3 इडियट्स का यही डायलॉग है. यूनिफॉर्म कोई भी हो, क्लास ज्वाइन कर लो, राइट? विद सीखना है तो कहीं पे भी क्लास में. बहुत बहुत फिल्मी चीज है, बट बहुत रेलेवेंट भी है,
राइट?
the type of work, and this is personally, again, not to sound too filmy or not to sound too flashy or not to sound कि हाँ ये सब बोलने की बातें हैं, but शार्दुल अमरचंद में हो जाए तो बेस्ट है. मैं क्यों नीचे के लिए जाऊँ? नो. पॉइंट ये है कि आप अपना इंटरेस्ट फिगर आउट करिए फर्स्ट, आपको करना क्या है, राइट? और इसमें सेकंड पार्ट भी आता है जो मैंने देखा काफी बच्चों में, कि इफ दे हैव स्टार्टेड वर्किंग इन अ फर्म व्हिच डज आईपीआर, right? Like they've interned in a firm which does IPR. They say कि मेरा IPR मेरा इंटरेस्ट है, because you are green mind, right? Like जो पहली बार किया लाइफ में वो अच्छा लग गया, right?
आज CRPC पढ़ी तो वो अच्छा लग गया.
CRPC litigation अच्छा है,
right?
Have you seen other areas? Maybe you are more relatable to other areas. And this is not from my personal experience.
Yes.
Right? कि that exposure is not there. तो आप कर तो कुछ भी रहे हो, जो फर्म में मिल जाए वो कर रहे हो, वो अच्छा लग जा रहा है, ठीक है. फिर आप बोलते हो मेरे को आईपीआर करना है, नेक्स्ट भी आईपीआर करना है, मेरे को आईपीआर ही आगे जाके आईपीआर लॉयर बनना है. नहीं मालूम आईपीआर में क्या लॉ होता है, नहीं मालूम कि आईपीआर में क्या ट्रांजेक्शन है. नो एक्सपोजर, बट करना वही है, ठीक. दूसरा होता है कि मेरे को बेस्ट फर्म में करना है. अगर आपको अपना इंटरेस्ट क्लियर है, अगर मे बी आईपीआर ओनली, लेट्स से, चलो, राइट, इफ योर इंटरेस्ट इज क्लियर, देन हु केयर्स वेदर इट्स निशित देसाई और सुराना और एनी अदर फर्म. इफ यू आर गेटिंग टू डू दैट वर्क, फोकस ऑन दैट. डोंट फोकस ऑन कि निशित देसाई में मैं इंटर्नशिप करूंगा और वहां पे मेरे को आईपीआर में काम अच्छा हो जाए तो मेरे को वहां जॉब मिल जाएगी. आई एम लुकिंग एट द रिजल्ट, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई वांट दैट बिग फर्म. Right? Okay. I am not looking at what I'm getting to by entering that firm. Right? So whether it's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, for you, there's enough to learn. That is one thing. Second thing, what I tell my students, कि बॉस तुम tier 2 या tier 3 में ही जाओ, तुम छोटी मोटी फर्म में ही जाओ, कोई बड़ी फर्म में मत जाओ. क्यों? रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज ज्यादा है,
राइट.
छोटे फर्म्स.
यस.
बड़ी फर्म्स क्या है, बहुत सेग्रीगेटेड है, राइट? अगर निशांक मर्जर्स एक्विजिशंस कर रहा है, ही कांट डू प्राइवेट इक्विटी, राइट? अगर कोई प्राइवेट इक्विटी कर रहा है, ही कांट डू कैपिटल मार्केट्स. कोई कैपिटल मार्केट्स कर रहा है तो विद इन कैपिटल मार्केट्स भी डिवीजन है. तुम ये कर रहे हो तो तुम ये नहीं कर सकते, राइट? इतने सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं टीम्स के, ये टीम यही करेगी, ये टीम यही करेगी. ये बड़ी फर्म्स का है, बिकॉज दे आर serving that sort of clientele, right? They are serving high clientele and they are structured. This is their structure. Right? But with smaller firms, its structure is, they are structures, but you end up doing everything. You end up doing M&A also, private equity. That gives you a lot of exposure. That is what I've been talking about.
Right, sir.
You should not restrict yourself in one area. After 10 years, you feel, यार मैं तो यही करता रह गया 10 साल.
Absolutely. नहीं sir,
right?
बिल्कुल, it's making all the sense. So like the idea is to focus on the process more and learn rather than just wait for the result and think about मेरा क्या होगा, like you put it
And
out.
and giving it's not to disappoint young students like you, but chances are very less to get through PPO through internship in big firms in first stage. There's a high competition, right?
Yeah.
So don't try for best. Definitely, I'm not saying if you're getting some big firm,
Go
right, and choose the small one. No, it's your decision. Go for it, right?
Yeah.
But don't just be after it and ignore something which you may do in the meanwhile, right? Don't do that. Right.
So basically,
for you, everything is
right. So basically, like do your work, and ultimately it will find you. Like, so just focus on the excellence part, and the success part will find you yourself. That's the entire agenda of this. But okay, sir, apart from this, like you've been pointing quite interestingly on why people should find out their interest first, right? कि interest ढूंढो, ये interest है, ये है, वो interesting. But sir, ये जो हमारा जो structure है 5 year law school का, हम उसमें सर like different subjects पढ़ रहे हैं. पहली तो ऐसा नहीं कि हम सभी कुछ पढ़ रहे हैं. अब like company law पढ़ ली हमने, अगर हमने ये पढ़ लिया, CRPC पढ़ ली, constitutional law, कुछ aspects पढ़ ली, कुछ तो रह ही जाता है. सो लाइक लेट्स से अगर मुझे आर्बिट्रेशन में, मुझे लग रहा है आर्बिट्रेशन भी अच्छा है, मुझे लग रहा है क्या मैं कैपिटल मार्केट्स भी कर सकता हूँ. मान लीजिए अगर मैंने आपसे पढ़ लिया तो मुझे लग रहा है कि यार ये भी बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है, और मुझे आईपीआर मैंने कर लिया किसी फॉर्म में, मुझे लग रहा है वो भी बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है. एंड ये सिर्फ लॉ स्टूडेंट्स के लिए नहीं, अगर कोई भी मैनेजमेंट है या कॉमर्स है, एनीवेयर दे फाइंड लाइक समटाइम्स ये चीजें होती है ना कि आपको 2 या 3 एरियाज में इंटरेस्ट आ जाता है. लाइक बाहर से ऊपर से 2 या 3 एरियाज इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहे हैं, बट अगर आप चूज कर लो तो वो फिर आपको लाइफ भर करना है. And that is something that we are like looking at constantly. तो सर मतलब क्या आपको लगता है कि how do you choose it and like how do you develop or understand कि ये interesting सिर्फ ऊपर से ही नहीं लग रहा, I can actually continue in this in the long run.
तो पहली चीज तो निशांक, this problem, this confusion, right, is not something which is there in law students only, but even in professionals. After working for 2-3 years, they take sabbatical, they do something, they're like, okay, switch team. A lot of people I've seen. Percentage is less, but a lot of people do that. They still, even after having worked for 2-3 years in a particular area, they switch and they may decide to do whatever they want. See, again, I think this particular question of yours, I don't think has a very straight or simple answer for anyone to follow and like ये कर लेंगे तो clear हो जाएंगे. नहीं, मतलब नहीं. ये experience से होता है. This is something that comes from experience, Nisha. Okay. I can give you, like me, Shashwat, our other friends, all of us at LFI, what we do, we give you exposure, right? Ki, this is a practice area, this is what is required to be done. This is how it is done step by step. Make you live in that transition in your college life, which is a rare opportunity for any student to get that sort of experience. नहीं मिलता है law firms, right? तो उससे क्या मिल रहा है? Maybe you start liking that work. Maybe you will decide, okay, ये तो clear हो गया, ये नहीं करना है, right? Like our true friend Nihshank here, right?
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So एक clarity वहां से आ जाती है, right? But उसके बाद जो actual आपका एक interest है कि नहीं है, that comes only after you have started working in that area. Right? वो वर्किंग कैसे, हम लोग क्या प्रमोट कर रहे हैं, हम लोग ज्यादा ये प्रमोट कर रहे हैं कि कॉलेज में जो फर्स्ट ईयर, सेकंड ईयर, थर्ड ईयर के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, राइट, दे शुड कनेक्ट विद अस ऑन ऐसा बेसिस, बिकॉज देन दे कैन डू दीज वर्कशॉप्स, फिगर आउट, and then work in the respective or apply for internships, okay, and work in the respective areas, like किसी ने capital markets किया तो capital markets team में काम करे. That's where they can utilize their knowledge during their college life and figure out capital markets करना है, कि M&A करना है, private equity करना है, arbitration करना है, litigation करना है, media laws करना है. You can figure out in those 2-3 years. So when you are actually starting to work, you are much clear. Right? We have much more clarity. This is little bit of what I think our whole agenda is, which we are trying to do. Right?
Yes. नहीं सर, बिल्कुल. I think that's the one of the best things about LFI. And सर ये मतलब इसका आंसर, it's like with experience, like you said कि ये आएगा. हर किसी के
कंफ्यूजन रहेगा, आपको
कंफ्यूजन
रहेगा.
Okay, like it's a part of the process. It's not that there is one definitive answer for this. And sir, एक कॉमन क्वेश्चंस है, मतलब ये कॉमन क्वेश्चन, मतलब ये लॉ स्टूडेंट्स की क्वेश्चन है, ये मैं अपने तरफ से नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ सर. हमें कई बार ये डिसीजन लेना रहता है कि एलएलबी करने के बाद शुड वी गो फॉर एन एलएलएम, क्योंकि कई बार हमें अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटीज आती हैं किसी बाहर की यूनिवर्सिटी से या वगैरह, कि हमें एलएलबी करने के बाद एक एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट में एलएलएम कर लेना चाहिए, या फिर वी शुड गो फॉर अ like we should try and practice in a firm and then go for LLM maybe years later. Sir, what do you think is the preferred way, and like do you even consider कि LLM करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए, all of that stuff?
No, this is something again is quite subjective. If you ask me for like more generic,
Yeah.
I have myself not done LLM.
Okay.
Plus people I know who have done LLM, who have come back to India and working in law firm, not really a big difference.
Okay.
Right? Like
Okay.
वो भी वही है, मैं भी वही हूँ. Even that person is the same transaction, मैं भी वही transaction कर रहा हूँ.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm earning little more actually. मैं less loan.
Okay. Yes.
Right?
Right.
क्योंकि मैं काम कर रहा था फर्म में, वो LLM करके खर्चे करके बाहर and came back to India and working. See, coming back to India is a scene. तो फिर यार लॉ फर्म में आप काम करो. ऐसा लॉ फर्म में आप LLM में ऐसा कुछ इतना ज्यादा नहीं सीख जाओगे, which will make a difference to your life in a law firm here in India, right? You have to actually do that work.
Yeah.
It can't be that. Okay, let's take it simply. बहुत सिंपल सी चीज है. लॉ की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग, राइट? बिजनेस है. लॉ फर्म्स में क्या चल रहा है? बिजनेस, राइट? ट्रांजैक्शंस करने हैं, क्लाइंट्स पटाने हैं, क्लाइंट्स को खुश रखना है, उनका काम करना है, एंड दे पेस मनी. वो आना जरूरी है ना, राइट? क्या LLM आपको क्लाइंट्स बना के दे रहा है?
नहीं,
ये नहीं देता है. Now, if you have that sort of connection, right? If you are the ones who's not a first generation lawyer, who has, right? So then you can make those connects with people there and get work from them internationally. But that's very high level. As for a normal student, better work. If you have enough understanding, if you know what you want to do, start working, because that is going to help you in long run. Right.
Sir, but
so
yes.
that sort of.
Yes. Right. Now, yes, sir. But I think that मतलब ये vary भी करेगा कि किस aspect of law पे. मैंने तो आपको exactly इसलिए law firms के लिए पूछा. Like I think for arbitration या ऐसा कुछ अगर आप international करना चाह रहे हो, let's say international law वगैरह, maybe then LLM can be useful. But I absolutely agree.
वहाँ पे help करेगा आपको.
Yes. So with respect to law firms, it's like better to, especially in India, अगर वापस इंडिया ही आना है तो क्यों ना काम करके ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस गेन किया जाए, समझा जाए.
So I've seen a lot of CVs in past. I have seen a lot of people who went for LLM and like really good CVs, right? Now I know that person who was working in one good decent enough bank, right? But with lot of years, after 8 years, she's working in that bank and she's still a manager. Right. Now point is, are you fine with that? If you're fine with that, nothing better. You should be fine with that, right? Your life. But now think from her perspective, what if her level person is a partner in a law firm? Right?
Right.
I think I lost you. So I think those things will come in life, right? So it's all about, if you are doing LLM, for instance, arbitration you mentioned, which really helps. Yes, you should, right? Like you can consider, right? But if you're talking about MBA in banking and finance, right, or LLM in banking and finance or something like that, doesn't really help.
Okay.
You came back to India, you're working in in-house corporate organization, you're still working at a like manager level, doing basic work, and not really grown up in the ladder. And that is something what everyone is looking for. कि यार काम सीख के आगे बढ़ते रहे. थोड़ी हो जाएंगे कहीं पे.
सर what basically sir is saying कि ये मतलब it's not that कि हर किसी के लिए applicable है ही, जैसे सर ने बोला कि अगर आपके अच्छे connects बन जाते हैं, good contacts and all of that, then it's different. You're talking about the general number of students that we do LLM and stuff. अच्छा सर, आपने CV की बात बोली. CV का बड़ा हलचल रहता है हर स्टूडेंट के उसमें कि यार CV स्ट्रॉन्ग करनी है वगैरह वगैरह. सर आपने क्या ऐसी मतलब एज अ रिक्रूटर आपने क्या एक मतलब बहुत अच्छी चीज देखी है किसी के सीवी में, और क्या सबसे वर्स्ट चीज देखी है कि यार ये क्या कर दिया इसने सीवी में? ऐसी दोनों इंस्टेंसेस आपने कभी फेस किए, और लाइक क्या आप एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं?
तो मैं इसके साथ थोड़ा सा मैं सीवी का भी ज्ञान दे देता हूँ सब
हाँ
बच्चों
हाँ
को
हाँ
जो
हाँ
फॉलो करना चाहिए।
हाँ
मैं अपना बता सकता हूँ, ठीक है,
हाँ
मैं अपने से ही स्टार्ट करता
हाँ
हूँ। मैं
हाँ
किसी बच्चे को पिन पॉइंट करके नहीं, मैं जनरली बता दूंगा
हाँ
क्या है देखा है मैंने। बट मैंने निशांक, मैंने सब 5.7, मैं मेरे सारे फ्रेंड्स 5.7, राइट?
हाँ
दिस इज दिस इज समथिंग आई कंसिडर एज अचीवमेंट कि recession time when we graduated was a recession time, right?
अच्छा
US subprime crisis
हाँ
2009 बैच
अच्छा अच्छा ओके
लगी
ओके
पड़ी थी, राइट? जीरो डे पे
राइट
ओनली टू फर्म्स केम,
या
वन इज ICICI, वन इज खेतान। आउट ऑफ 180 स्टूडेंट्स 10 स्टूडेंट शॉर्टलिस्ट होते हैं, मेरे को शॉर्टलिस्ट किया दोनों ने। मैं खुद
ओके
समझ नहीं पाया क्यों।
ओके
मैंने ऐसा क्या कर दिया? इट टर्न आउट मेरी सीवी वाज वेरी कंसाइज. It was not lengthy 3-4 pages to have done everything in like, no, it was very particularly well directed towards what I want to do.
राइट
मैंने उसमें क्लियरली लिख दिया था मेरा एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट सिक्योरिटीज लॉज है, इन्वेस्टमेंट लॉज है, कंपनी लॉज है। और मैंने उसी के रिलेटेड आर्टिकल्स जो लिखे थे वो था। मूड कोर्ट मैं स्पेशली कॉर्पोरेट लॉज में किया, जो मेरा कॉलेज नहीं कर रहा था। मैंने ICSI का जाके किया, इसलिए मैंने CS में एनरोल किया था कि मैं
अच्छा
एक कॉर्पोरेट लॉ मूड करना चाहता हूँ,
या
राइट?
राइट
तो मेरा CV एकदम स्ट्रक्चर्ड टुवर्ड्स मेरा एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट था,
राइट
which actually worked, not that time shortlist हुआ,
या
इंटरव्यू नहीं हुआ,
हाँ
बट आगे जाके तो वर्क किया ना, जिस आगे में
राइट
अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली, राइट?
राइट
एंड
राइट
देन
राइट
लाइफ वेंट ऑन,
यस
राइट?
यस
So
यस
I somewhere since then I realized कि I think what is most important for your CV, it's not lengthy, like it shouldn't be, it's like a lot of people think 4-5 pages की होगी तो I will kill it because I have done so many things, right? Good, you have done so many things, but try and make your CV write about other things also, what you have done, but try and convey a message from CV that what
ओके
your mindset
हाँ
is,
राइट
right?
राइट राइट
It shouldn't be कि कुछ भी मन में आया जो लिख दिया, मैंने ये किया था, मैंने वो किया था, और कुछ भी ऑर्डर में चल रहा है।
राइट
Don't do
राइट
that,
या या
right?
या
So,
यस यस
I think it gives that edge. जो
या
इंटरव्यूअर होता है, अब मैं इंटरव्यूअर पर्सपेक्टिव से बता रहा हूँ, क्योंकि जो
हाँ
मैंने खुद इंटरव्यू जब किए हैं लाइफ में देखे
हाँ
हैं,
हाँ
जो इंटरव्यूअर होता है ना, उसके लिए बहुत कंफर्टेबल होता है फिगर आउट करना कि तुमसे क्या क्वेश्चंस पूछे।
हम्म,
अगर वो कनेक्ट कर गया आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछ के, आपको आपकी CV एकदम पर्टिकुलर कंसाइज है, इजी टू आंसर भी हो जाता है
बिल्कुल
किसी स्टूडेंट, तो आपके डिस्कशन स्टार्ट हो गए। इट इज
राइट
ऑल अबाउट कनेक्टिंग विद द इंटरव्यूअर,
राइट
ही और शी इज गोइंग टू हायर यू फॉर हिज और हर टीम।
यस
एक बार आपका वो कनेक्शन बन गया,
हाँ
वेल एंड गुड, वेलकम।
हाँ हाँ
फिर
हाँ
नहीं देखता कोई कॉलेज, फिर
राइट
कोई नहीं देखता क्या तुम्हारे ग्रेड्स थे,
हाँ
वो ये देखता है तुम काम कर लोगे,
हाँ
यही चाहिए,
मेरा ऑब्वियसली काम
राइट?
होना चाहिए, दैट्स द इम्पोर्टेंट सर, बट
तो
ऑल्सो
कमिंग टू दैट थिंग, अदर एक्चुअल क्वेश्चन,
या
बहुत फनी सीवीज देखे हैं, ठीक
ओके
है, बट फनी सीरीज देखे हैं, उसलिए मैं उसको लाइटर मोड में इसलिए नहीं बोलूंगा, अनफॉर्चुनेट है, क्योंकि वो बच्चों को शायद इतना एक्सपोजर मिला ही
मिला
नहीं,
ही नहीं राइट राइट
चाहे
राइट
वो अपने, क्योंकि फर्स्ट जनरेशन में, मैं खुद फर्स्ट जनरेशन लॉयर रहा
हाँ
हूँ
सर
यार, मेरा कोई
हाँ
फैमिली में थोड़ी था,
हाँ
बट
हाँ
मे बी कोई उनका ना भाई है, ना
हाँ
एल्डर, कोई फ्रेंड है, ना कोई कॉलेज प्रोफेसर, किसी ने गाइड नहीं किया, तो इसलिए
हाँ
फनी
सर
है, तो दैट्स अनफॉर्चुनेट अकॉर्डिंग
या
टू मी।
या
तो ठीक है, so
ओके
but
ओके
if they connect with right people, right, if they connect with right people, they will know, and then
या
obviously they will also figure
राइट
out how to give a
राइट
better one,
No, so but
right?
like the worst thing, but on a CV could be like कि अगर आप कोई मैसेज कन्वे नहीं कर रहे हो, और आप लाइक किसी मतलब इट्स वेरी डाइवर्स एंड लाइक मतलब किसी तरफ पिन पॉइंट नहीं कर रहा, मतलब मैंने सारे काम ही लिख दिए हैं, सो दैट्स द वर्स्ट थिंग अबाउट द CV, डू यू एग्री, और लाइक यू हैव
अब सारे काम, या नहीं, अब सारे काम लिखो इस तरीके से कि आप एक चीज, एक मैसेज दे पाओ, लाइक फॉर
अच्छा
इंस्टेंस स्टार्ट
ओके
करते हो CV में, लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स व्हाट दे डोंट डू इज दे राइट देयर नेम, राइट, आफ्टर दैट दे स्टार्ट विद एजुकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन, क्या क्या ग्रेड्स थे, क्या सी व्हाटएवर यू कॉल्ड
CGPA
CGPA एंड ऑल दैट,
या
राइट?
या
या क्या है वो सब,
या
पहली चीज लिखो एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, दैट पर्सन विल डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट, कैपिटल मार्केट्स लिखा है, ओ यू हैव दैट इंटरेस्ट, राइट? तो कैपिटल मार्केट्स टीम को जरूरत होगी तो इंटरव्यू कर लेगा।
राइट राइट
एमएनए एमएनए एंड कैपिटल मार्केट्स दोनों है, दोनों लिख दो, बट एटलीस्ट यू हैव पिन पॉइंटेड, यू हैव नॉट जस्ट रिटन कॉर्पोरेट लॉज। कॉर्पोरेट लॉज क्या होता है? कॉर्पोरेट लॉज
राइट
वाइड वर्ल्ड,
या
राइट? ऐसे
उसके
जनरली
अंदर
नहीं कि
स्पेसिफिकेशंस हाँ हाँ हाँ
स्पेसिफिकली, अगर आप कर सकते हो तो,
तो
इफ यू
या
कांट, you generally like company laws, say right, companies act, there's company laws, this is corporate advisory, right? See what you can do. If you
Yeah.
can't really figure out what your interest is, which is something we are trying to do, to help you understand कि what may be your area of interest. But अगर तुम्हारा क्लैरिटी नहीं है दिमाग में तो फिर सीवी में पे नहीं आएगा. फिर इट्स मैटर ऑफ चांस कि इट इज. देन आई थिंक सेकंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग आई विल लुक एट, अगर let's say if there is a student with no clarity, a lot of students will be there and they don't know how to structure their CV as per their interest, then I will simply look at how much they are committed to learn, how much they're committed to contribute after that. Right.
Yes.
So it shouldn't be that one mistake people do, that CV और interview mix हो गया इसमें. But what one mistake people do is वो CV को में लिख देते हैं चीजें, but उनको मालूम ही नहीं होता है कि आंसर क्या है. राइट. इंटर्नशिप लिख दिया, इंटर्नशिप में लिख दिया आई वर्कड ऑन सम मैटर. राइट. अब वो मैटर से रिलेटेड कोई क्वेश्चन पूछेगा, सॉरी आई डोंट नो, तो फिर मत लिखो. इफ यू डोंट नो, डोंट राइट.
राइट.
इफ यू नो, देन राइट.
Yes.
Simple सी बात.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And it's been a pleasure the way you've been answering all the questions. And we're like 30-minute ke hi slots generally.
I'm quite enjoying it, Nihshank. I really enjoy, you know that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So now it's been really fun interacting, and obviously I also get to learn a lot in the process. That's the beneficial part. Okay, sir. But all these CVs and like also we'll try and conclude the interview after this. Sir, but all with respect to CVs and recruitment, everything you've seen, closely. Sir, आपने जैसे बात की कि हर बच्चों को, it's not funny because they don't have the exposure, right? Not everybody has the accessibility. क्योंकि सर कोई जिंदल ग्लोबल लॉ स्कूल से पढ़ रहा है, somebody studying from a law school that's like not even on the map. There are financial constraints, बहुत सारी बातें होती हैं. सर उन लोगों के लिए by LFI, like do you have a message from LFI कि हम आप लोगों के लिए भी कुछ करना चाहते हैं for people who don't have that amount of.
We do that, Nihshank. We do that. See, if we like, there have been, I can't really name, but and there were not many, but there have been at least 3 to 4 students.
Right.
Jinka CV was quite bad. Okay. We have helped them, right? It's just that we have a limited strength, Nihshank. Right. It's right. LFI also, if we do it as per like, okay, if you're associated with LFI, right? We will go out of our way to help you. But if we open for all, you know how many students are there. It will become impossible for us to tackle each and every student, right? So what I believe in, what me and Shashit believe, we keep promises what we can perform. We don't give false hopes and false promises. Right. But yes, if there are students, and that's the whole idea, right? That there are students who need help, who we can help. We have done that. We will. But this is not something I would send out a message in the public that everyone is coming and looking, asking us to help for the CV, because that will be impractical like it will really not be possible for us to do that. Yes. Right? Sir, right? But sir, yes, that so I can put it in a simple way. Yes, that's there. But we see like if you're connected with us, or if you see that you need help, we do that, right?
Sir, so like but not only CVs, so like in general also, कोई अगर law सीखना चाह रहा है and he doesn't have that much accessibility, then LFI is there for him. Like if we put out the contact details here, and वो अगर आपको approach करता, okay, so this is something I can.
So this also I will answer. This I also answer. We have done this also, right? But this is not something we discuss because यार तू जानता है. Right. Then how students ki sabhi ko financial difficulty. We have done that. We have done some sort of structures for students who have issues, and we're quite open about it. We understand. Absolutely. We don't really want कि someone should get मतलब stay पीछे रह जाए रेस में just because financial. वो फिर यार
point क्या है? Right.
तो इसलिए हम इतना वो हम हेल्प कर देते हैं, बट यार ये मैसेजेस ये कन्वे हम नहीं करते मार्केट पे.
वरना सभी आ जाएंगे. This is a case to case basis. Okay, no, I mean it's really inspiring, that part. I think a lot of us are, me also, I'm a first generation lawyer. No one is there in the family, and so obviously we look for guidance from our mentors only. So I think that's the great part about LFI and all other people who are working out there trying to help others. Sir, that is it from my side, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. And I wish you all the best with LFI and everything that you've been doing. Okay, so there are a lot of jobs and everything. I told you, he's one of the most diverse guys you can meet. But yeah, I wish you all the best, and I hope that people, students, whoever join in, they benefit, and you continue to go and grow on this path and journey. So thank you so much. If you have
thank
any
you,
last
thank you,
words,
thank you very much, Nihshank.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and best of luck to you for what you're doing.
Right.
And yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So okay. So the guys, this has to end on a good note, right? So we have to say a good word. So it's like, it's not just formality.
No, I really
genuinely
mean
do
it.
that.
No. So if that is the case,
Yes.
can take 2 more minutes. Then I really mean it.
Yeah.
Nihshank is someone who it take guts, guys,
Yeah.
to convey what you really want to do to someone so senior, and someone so senior who's teaching you on some subject, but you spoke.
Yeah.
That clarity, that guts at such a young age, I like it, right? So that is something what I like, and that's what I'm doing, right?
No, बिल्कुल sir.
So good.
ये सब सारी चीजें यार मैं हर वीडियो में बोलता ही हूँ, स्क्रिप्टेड नहीं रहती हैं. The people genuinely. Yes.
नहीं लिखा था स्क्रिप्ट में.
Right. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you for joining us today.
Okay.
All right, we'll stop the recording now.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.